Superheroes are badass motherfudgers. They can fly, have laser vision, ice breath, super speed, a gadget for everything, invisible aircraft, sorry birds, and in some cases, they can even talk to fish. Bad ass. However, despite being gods among us, Mortal Kombat developer NetherRealm thought it would be dead cool if we could make them fight their most feared antagonists, and each other. But not in a passive-aggressive, disappointing family dinner kind of way. Oh no. In an Uncle John brings his dangerous dog to dinner and it bites grandma kind of way. With Injustice 2 right around the corner, I'm Ben from What Culture, and here are 10 awesome characters that must be included. Grandma survived the attack. Number 10. Jason Todd as Red Hood. Jason Todd was once Robin. Jason Todd was captured by the Joker. Jason Todd was tortured by the Joker. Jason Todd was beaten to death by the Joker with a crowbar. Jason Todd. As a skilled hand-to-hand fighter, gymnast, and detective trained by the Dark Knight for years, Todd re-emerged as the Red Hood and began acting as Gotham's very own Punisher, killing without mercy or even breaking a sweat, really. In terms of gameplay, Red Hood would be like the perfect mesh of Injustice 1's Nightwing and Deathstroke. Plus, his inclusion could lead to some interesting moments in terms of the arc and narrative of the overall story, not least because of his ties to both Batman and the Lazarus Pit. Number 9. Ras al Ghul. That Lazarus Pit we just mentioned was the reason Jason Todd was brought back. Ras al Ghul, however, treats it like a Turkish bath, which makes him almost invincible. The guy with 1,000 different ways to pronounce his name has been alive for as many years, antagonizing the Bat and his cohorts for a good portion of them. For that reason, he'd make a great addition due to his ties to Batman, Red Hood, and the wider Justice League. Plus, he wields a super cool sword and knows karate, among other martial arts. Number 8. Plastic Man. Okay, so he's a little less serious than the others on this list, as yes, Plastic Man is a man what can do plastic stuff, like perish in the heat and be suitable for recycling. Think Mr. Fantastic without the intellect. Admittedly more of a humorous character, Plastic could bring a Street Fighter favorites moveset to Injustice in the form of Dalzim. The stretchy yoga fireman is a popular character, so why not? Just cut out the fire stuff, obviously. Plastic Man would melt. Number 7. Captain Boomerang. For the uninitiated, yes, it is an absurd concept for a supervillain. Captain Boomerang is a man who's dead good with a boomerang. Don't scoff though. While we think of it now as a crap toy that's in the back of the car with assorted tennis balls for when you walk the dog, they were originally used as a hunting tool by the indigenous people of Australia. So, deadly. He's an admittedly B character in the DC universe, but he's been featured prominently in Suicide Squad and among various DC TV shows, so it's now or never for Digger Harkness. His real name, by the way, that. Number 6. John Constantine. Chain-smoking, binge-drinking, serial sarcasm offender John Constantine isn't much of a fighter. If he were to go toe-to-toe with Red Hood in a contest of physical prowess, he would die. But that's not what he brings to the table. All about that spiritual and dark plane is Johnny Boy, and when you consider how that might translate into a fighting game, it'd probably look pretty bloody amazing. With a film and TV series under his belt, you could say, it's constant time. Constant time. Yeah. Number 5. Scarecrow. Jonathan Crane likes to scare people. Using a specially concocted fear toxin, he causes his foes' worst nightmares to unfold before their eyes in the form of wild and horrific hallucinations. When he's not doing this, he channels his hatred for crows and dedicates his free time to scaring them too. Sorry, birds. Having been heavily featured in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight films and Rocksteady's excellent Arkham games, it's safe to say people will know who he is. Plus, similarly to Constantine, his fighting style would be brilliant, particularly as his toxin would bring out each character's worst fears. Number 4. Booster Gold. Who the f*** is Booster Gold? He looks like he'd be a shit inclusion for whackers, hashtag shit inclusion for whackers, but he's got a lot more to offer than his shit-eating grin suggests. A lot of swearing there. I apologize. So Booster Gold is a superhero from a few hundred years in the future. His various items of clothing allow him to fly and fire lasers, he has a protective shield and a flying robotic companion. Plus, he'd know all about his past foes, as he's from the future. Purely for the cheese factor, he'd add some much-needed charismatic ponce to cancel out all that po-faced glumness. Number 3. Hush. Here's a man who doesn't pull any punches. An iconic Batman villain, Hush was a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne and blames him for, among other things, preventing the death of his mother. What a lovely boy. All grown up, wealthy, obsessed, and dead good at fighting and shooting, he'd be great fun in Injustice. Additionally, he's a mad keen surgeon and he's often known to have operated upon himself with the aim of healing wounds. Lots to work with there, NetherRealm. Number 2. Robin. Despite the inclusion of both Batgirl and Nightwing in the first game, Robin was somehow absent. It's not like he's rubbish and not cool and campy or anything. Great strides have been made in both the comics and Arkham games to make him a capable, cool cat. They even covered his weird bare legs up. So now's the perfect time to bring him back into the fold. Assuming Red Hood and Nightwing are already involved, it would probably be Tim Drake under the cowl, and we'd finally get a decisive statement on which of the Bat Boys is best. Number 1. Darkseid. Darkseid is a powerful being. Essentially immortal and invincible, this embodiment of pure evil has super strength, super endurance, and a near unmatched IQ, and the Omega Force, which allows him to fire energy blasts and even teleport objects. It wouldn't be fair, really. Having said that, he cameoed his way into the first game and was even included in the mobile version as a playable character. If you're putting together a roster of the most powerful beings in the DC universe, you've got to include Darkseid. Get him in, chaps. And that's our list. Are there any characters you want to see included? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can even follow me here on Twitter if you fancy. I'm Ben from What Culture, and thanks for watching.